All right, guys, many hours have passed, you can tell. I was hoping to have this video out tonight. It's not going to happen, so it's going to go out in the wee hours of the morning just for you, Mike. So you can watch it while you're at work. Darth Thrifter. Okay, so my brother-in-law came over. He brought more stuff, an original Nintendo, and I haven't even looked through any of the other stuff. But we're going to get to the what solds here in a minute. But in the meantime, I had spoken with a friend, reseller / viewer of the channel, and they are in contact with a journalist, a kind of well-known journalist. We'll just leave it at that right now. And this person is considering doing a piece on the April reseller Armageddon. Call it what you will. D-Day, the day that eBay changed for the worst. And so they have an interest in understanding the experiences of the sellers of what happened and from the spring, from April. So many of us know of all the YouTube. We've seen all the videos of people complaining and speculating and talking about their sales, how they fell off a cliff in April. So I was asked to crowdsource some of you viewers. If you were affected and your sales were halved or more or significantly impacted by the eBay algorithmic changes or whatever happened in April, if you have data to support these changes, great. Figures, data. I know I've spoken with people out there who throughout the course of the year who did have data. If I've spoken to you in the past on the phone or through email and you want to reach out, again, if you're interested in potentially speaking to said journalist and sharing your experience, you would be protected. Your name wouldn't be given out. This is an opportunity because even if we don't see, the thing is we don't necessarily even have data. For one, the data that we have in our back offices isn't even accurate. Many people have been bringing that to light. Carl at eBay Life. I'm drawing a blank on who else has been talking about it. I know Jack's been talking about it. I know my numbers, they go up and they go down days after the reconciliation is what they call it. I will say this about that. Why even put that data in there, eBay? eBay, I'm talking to you. Like, why even put it in there if it isn't actually accurate or true? Like, what is the point? It doesn't make any sense. Anyhow, getting back to the thing that I was asked to put out there. I am excited and I want. This is part of the whole reason why I do my channel, is to try to have some sort of positive impact and change, if possible, for the betterment of the community. So if there's anybody out there, my email is in the information box, the description box, where you can leave. That's probably the best way. That way it stays confidential. But if you want, you can leave a comment. If you don't want to be contacted, but you want to leave a comment, feel free to use the comment section to talk about how the April change has affected your business. And maybe if enough people come, the more people who come and share stories, the more likely this journalist will be inclined to do the story, quite frankly. If you want to, if you guys know and you're in touch with other people, other YouTubers who you think might have a story to tell, or you think you could put that information for that YouTuber to talk to their channel. Basically, my email, you can just forward my email to anybody and say, hey, we're looking for stories. And again, the more overwhelming of a response that we can get, that would be amazing. So I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to flip the camera around, and we're going to look at some what solds. There's some cool things that have sold. I'm going to get my store caught up. And yeah. One more thing. I keep forgetting to talk about this glitch. That it's not even a glitch. It's just so when you create a listing, and if there's anybody out there who are experienced, I've never heard anybody really talk about this. And it's, quite frankly, it is a massive glitch. And maybe I'm just in the dark, and maybe people have talked about it. But when you are creating a listing and you enter in your SKU, and then you complete the listing, you click save. I don't know how many times the SKU doesn't save. And I caught this months and months ago. Like, I literally just keep forgetting, and I keep trying to get it on film, because it's like the times when I'm filming it, well, I'm not really trying that hard, but I tried it just now and it saved. But essentially, I don't know how many items I've listed that the SKUs are not on there. So I have gotten into the habit, when I create a listing, I go and I view it, and I have to make sure that that SKU is there. And it's like 50-50 for me. And that to me is inexcusable for the platform, for the sole reason that we are dinged so hard if we sell something that's out of stock. But your eBay, your website, you can't save it properly. Like, am I doing it wrong? Like, I don't know. I don't understand. I don't understand why it only saves about half the time. And I know for a fact there's been at least one time where something was not in the right spot. Luckily, I was able to find it. And because of this, I had to go through, and I started to do an inventory on the one section since I started adding the SKUs. But is anybody else seeing this? Is anybody else having a problem? Do you even know? And if you don't know, get in the habit of, when you create a listing and you save it, the one good thing is when you save it, you can just view the listing. You don't have to actually, you used to have to go back inside the listing to see the SKU. They did change it. So when you view the listing, it'll show you the date, the time and date that you created it, and then underneath that is the SKU. Start checking to make sure that your SKUs locations are actually saving, because it's going to be a headache when that's, for me, whenever I get an offer. That's why I always will go and check and make sure that I know where it is, that when I see the SKU on the offer, well, I don't think it's even on the offer. It should be on the offer, eBay. Put the SKU on the offers. So yeah, double check and make sure your SKU locations are saving. And if it's not, get in the habit of just always watching, viewing after you've saved it. All right, guys, we've got a lot to go over. So the first one is this CD called Drunk Engines. From Where the Sun Now Stands, I Will Fight No More Forever. I think Virus is maybe the recording production company, but this thing sold for 41 including shipping, so like 41 shipped. I accepted an offer. So this is a CD to keep an eye out for. I never have heard of this band. They're a punk band, and I bought this. This was another one, Dag Nasty. This sold for 27 shipped. I bought a large punk lot of CDs, and I've done very well with those. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles motion picture soundtrack cassette. I used to put the SKU here. I probably never should have stopped, to be honest with you, but trying to keep my titles clean, thinking that eBay's website actually worked when it saved things, but this sold for $16 including shipping. This Jane Iredale makeup, where did I buy these at? I think I bought a bunch of these at Savers. Anyhow, this one sold for $26 or 26 shipped. This comic journal sold for $21 including shipping. Here's a closer look at that trunk in engines. I thought this was a V, but everyone was listing as that. So just for me, what I like to do is kind of like when I'm watching haul videos on comics, I always like to try to like take a mental picture, even though I can't really do that because I can't visualize anything. I have aphantasia if anybody knows what that is. Like there's no visual. I can't visualize anything. But through repetition, I can remember things. But I just, yeah. So that's what that looks like. This next one was a dress, precise floral pattern. I don't know. I don't sell many clothes. This sold for $29 shipped, but I was at a church sale and it was kind of like fill a bag for a donation. And yeah, I've done very well. I ended up, I think the entire bag was like 20 bucks. And I got tons of stuff in there. All right, another one of these. This was my last one. I've sold these before. These Frank Kozik Labbits. They're just these like vinyl toys, and they're cute. They're a little weird. I mean, a rabbit with a mustache, and I think this was a burger. But I did very well. That sold for $94 shipped. All right, let's get back here. Captain Adam sold for $21 shipped. Stephen King Tommyknockers 20 shipped. This was a comic that I've had this forever. I actually got this. This was a blank cover, and I had an artist draw this on there. I just kind of gave them an idea. Well, actually, the volleyball wasn't my idea. It was Ron Chan was the guy who did the cover. This sold for $56 shipped, and I've had this for many years, back before COVID, and I was trying to get more out of it, but I just accepted it. I accepted an offer on this. All right, this Jamaican woman statue, this sold for $35 including shipping. Here's a closer look at it. I paid $3 or $4 for this at Value Village. I just thought it looked pretty unique, and yeah, I mean, it's a good sale. All right, this is avoiding option traps. Bought a bunch of like trading DVDs. It was brand new, sealed. That sold for $40 including shipping. I do not trade options myself. That's just dangerous game. Okay, so this is a little toy set. Chibi Maruko. I'm just gonna show you. I don't know anything about this. I saw it. It's like this thing that opens up. It has a play set in it. It's got these little toys in it. I knew it had some value. I had it priced a lot higher than what I got out of it. This sold for $65 shipped. I think I paid $7 for it at a thrift store here, but I have to believe it's kind of rare, and the person was ecstatic to get it. So I think she felt like she got a deal. All right, this next one. Oh my goodness, this is so funny. Look at my title. Unknown Metal Pyramid Temple Structure Art. Very heavy. This is like such a horrible title. So I got this out of the Toxic Herald estate sale. He He used to paint bikes, like street bike, like bicycles. He did custom art on bikes, and his studio, it had a bit of a fire, and it kind of coincided with the time that he was retiring. And I think that was 2 years ago. I got so much stuff out of that. I'm still selling stuff out of that lot. This was a very heavy little statue. I have no idea what it is. Here's the pictures. It looks like maybe it's something that goes on. It fits on something. It just looked cool to me, and I thought, someone else would want it, and someone did. $62 shipped. This Peanuts hat. Oh, got an offer coming in. This is actually going to push. Well, I'll accept this later. I don't know if it's going to show the buyer, but that's a $100 offer on a lot of manga. That includes shipping, but yeah, that's actually going to push this day up into the best day that I've had in probably 6 weeks. So where am I? That Peanuts hat. I'll get to that in a minute. All right, this Ray Gun Punk. This is out of that Punk lot. $21 shipped. The Walking Man hardcover. This was in a comic lot that I purchased. This was $36 shipped. Master's Touch. This book, and then another one. No, maybe not. The Master's Touch. This was out of the large estate sale last year, where I got all those esoteric books. This didn't sell for much. It sold for. I tried to write these things down. I think this just sold for like 15 shipped. I think I accepted an offer around, it might have been 13 shipped. Care Bears, Night Before Christmas, a weekly reader book. That's a garage sale special. I think I had bought a few things. That was $16 shipped. I bought like a whole bunch of camera stuff. I know nothing about cameras, by the way, but it was cheap enough to take a risk. That sold for 16 shipped. Vikings CD, that sold for 14 shipped. The TMNT figure, that sold for 24, including shipping. This Christian Dior, this was another thing I bought at Value Village. In Value Village, they have these bags that hang, and they're like filled up with stuff. Every once in a while, you can find some interesting things in there. Like, I think I paid $4 or $5 for the bag that each one had like 4 or 5, maybe 5 or 6 of these little things in it. And I think I had bought like 3 or 4 bags full. So you do the math. This sold for $30 shipped. Yeah, it was a good find. This Warlock comic, 11 shipped. Yeah, this is out of the esoteric lot as well. Angels Don't Play the Harp. It's the HAARP. That stands for something in the North Pole or somewhere that they study some sort of rays or something. Anyhow, this sold for $16 shipped. This is that Peanuts thing that I was going to show you. This hat. Now, it says 1965 on the tag, and I was talking with Primo, and he was saying that there's something about the Peanut stuff from the United Syndicate, that United Feature Syndicate, that the dates are not always accurate. Now, I can only go by what's on the tag, so that I've just gotten in the habit of always putting it down there. But this was a nice find. I think I picked this up for like $2, and that sold for $45 shipped, and it was in very, very high grade condition. These 2 magazines, Game Pro, sold for $29 shipped. The Lost Files of Nancy Drew. This person was a hardcore Nancy Drew collector. That sold for $23, including shipping. Earlier, I was talking about kind of like cassette personal development kinds of, things that have, like, it's things like this. So 2-hour study. Okay, so he retracted the offer. I don't know. I'll have to, actually, I'm gonna message him. All right, not too many more. There's some cool sales coming up. Hang with me for a little bit longer. The guy sent the wrong offer. How many times does this happen? He actually sent it lower than what we agreed. That was why he retracted it. So he retracted it and then sent the right one. So you'll see that sale up here. So anyhow, this Bill Hanley 2-hour study in 10 minutes, 6 cassette series, vintage, 1986. I paid 75 cents for this thing. I was at a thrift store and they had like 7 different ones, including the one that I was talking at the beginning of this video that I am listening to. And this sold for $40 shipped. So yeah, I mean that's a win. The thing is like some of them are worthless, some of them aren't worth anything, but so often you can't find these things anywhere but on those cassettes. And I've seen ones even that are on DVD, even the ones that are on cassettes that still hold value. All right, A Nightmare on Elm Street, a magazine. Man, I did so well. I used to kind of do a little bit of comic arbitrage when it came to like online comic retailers, you know, maybe 6, 7, 8 years ago. I bought so much stuff online. I must have bought 20 or 25 of these from Mile High Comics before Mile High kind of adjusted their prices and went insane with their prices. I think I paid $2 each for these. And again, like the way Mile High ran was you could not order more than 5 things at a time, 5 of the same things in each order. So I had to place like multiple orders, and I had to place big orders too to make it worth them sending it to me here in Vancouver, an international package. But I did very well with these. So this one sold for $107 shipped. And the ones that I have are extremely high grade. Like they're almost flawless, except for they have this tiny little impression, staple size impression, like along the spine here. But even still, these things, there's always going to be a Freddy Krueger fan. All right, the Spider-Man Cosmic Adventures trade paperback, 28 shipped. Empowered comic sold for 15 shipped. I don't know what he did. He bought it, canceled the order, and bought it again. This guy canceled this order. The Cure, $13 ship, nothing special there. Perry Roden, I bought a massive lot of these books, fairly inexpensive locally. And what I did was I listed them with, so the price is per book. It's a multi-quantity order. My thinking is, and I've done pretty well with it. They're very long tail, but my thinking is for collectors who need to fill gaps in their Perry Roden library. So somebody bought 5 of these at $8 a piece. So it was like $40, 35 plus shipping. And I've got tons of these left. And I like selling things like this. This Apple Firewire cable, this sold for 36 shipped. This was part of my brother-in-law's lot of things that I just got for free. This Final Fantasy figure sold for $55 shipped. Every time I did the reset, somebody added this to their watch list every single time. I was so glad to get this thing sold. I swear, I sent out so many offers just trying to get it sold because I just was so tired of seeing it in there. I know some of you can relate. Book of the Law, esoteric lot, sold for $23, including shipping. Here's this Echo visor that I showed you guys when I picked up from thrifting. This sold for $33 shipped. This Vancouver Canucks, got this free from my son-in-law when he moved to Australia. I swear, I benefit so greatly when people move away, when family members move away, because they know that I'm going to resell this stuff. The Spuds, this sold for $32 including shipping. The price on these are starting to creep up. I still probably have about 25 or 30 more of these. For those of you who don't know, I bought a whole bunch of beer Breweryana advertising from a salesman who retired, and he had all this stuff, and he just wanted to get rid of it. All right, this James Jean smoke signal. I want to show you guys. This sold for $33 shipped. This guy's artwork is insane. I don't know if that's coming out very well, but this is just gorgeous. Look at this. Insane. It's like a big magazine. Not a big like a newsprint paper. It's folded. Yeah, I definitely want to find some more of his stuff. I had never heard of him, and I came across this kind of like newspaper zine, almost kind of at a small con. So this king size Hulk, less than 7 more. So for $11 shipped. This little bird. This is another one. The art. I didn't pull it up, but the art is really gorgeous on this. And so this guy bought. He bought this lot for $65, including shipping, and then he ended up adding this razzle for $11, and then this one. He loves independent, and he was just like I knew that this was kind of like my guy when it comes to comics. Like, he likes what I like, and we had this nice little conversation thread going on, and he was just like, "I'll be back." He's like, "You've got phenomenal obscure stuff out there," and yeah, it's when you get comments and feedback from your customers like that, it just feels good. It's like, yeah, okay, I'm doing what I'm meant to be doing. I don't want to be selling iPhones and things that are deemed as high sell-through rate. I don't want to be selling massagers. That's just a bit of an inside joke with some people here. All right, this Brack CD, this sold for $23, including shipping. I accepted a lower offer. This thing, I don't know why I bought this. I bought this at Savers. I was like, this is cool. It's creepy. It's cool. It's a wooden hand-carved mug. And I don't know, I probably paid $3 for it. And this sold for $34, including shipping. Almost there, guys. Sold some, this was a lot of 4 glasses. This sold for, and I just sold some more of these today, actually. So what did it go for? $43, including shipping, because it was a multi-quantity lot. So he ordered, he got 2 quantity and then the shipping. And then I sold the rest of the lot. I don't know, it must be up there. I was sad that this sold, because I was gonna show you guys on a video, and I was gonna try to pawn it off on the viewers as like a like an enema man from Commonwealth. But this is a poop. This is the opposite of the enema. Well, this is kind of like the result of an enema man. I really wanted to keep it. This is from my brother-in-law. He had South Park, Mr. Hanky. Mr. Hanky sold for $11. No, not $11. Sold for, why don't I see it? I think it was $12 plus shipping. Yeah, I think it sold for like $12 plus shipping is what it sold for. So not much, but I got nothing in on it. It's Afterlife with Archie. Oh, it's because they're on the back. Gotta flip the page. Okay, there's more than a few left. I forgot I had done. There's might be like 10 left. So South Park, yes, it was 12 plus shipping. Afterlife with Archie was $18 shipped. Sold this donut for I accepted an offer for it. Sold for $51, including shipping, and I found another one of these today at the thrift store. Now, the one that I found today did not have the tags on it. It looks about brand new as well, but no tags. And I was doing a check on my inventory, and I still probably have about 12 to 14 of these left. And yeah, I've done quite well. This Batman sold for $32, including shipping. This is a consignment order. I've got a guy every once in a while he'll give me some comics, and yeah, we do a 50-50 split after eBay fee. Well, I do it. I say 15% as eBay fee. Sometimes it's a little bit more because it might be promoted, but I let the anything over 15% come out of my 50%, since I don't have to pay for these things. He just gives them to me. He just doesn't want to deal with it. Sold another Spuds there. That one sold for 32 shipped. This is an awesome find. I wanted to show you guys this. Paid $1.50 for this book. I wish I had it that I could show you the insides of it. Celestial Visitations. The artwork in this thing was insane. This sold for $68, including shipping. Yeah, I only have one picture of the inside. It was just ethereal is the word that comes to mind. And the art of Gilbert Williams. Definitely be on the lookout for any first editions of things by Gilbert Williams. All right, it's Comic Scene 13 shipped. This Ottoman 8 book manga set sold for $48 shipped. I don't know if any of you will remember those Disneyland letters that I sold earlier in the year. I believe it was like for $500. That I literally found in a box of stuff that I paid $5 for. This was in there as well. This was a really cool postcard. Let me pause it. All right. I had to pause it because I didn't want the viewer's name to show up. Now, this postcard is really old. I don't have the date on here. It's really old, and it's a hologram. Like if you so it was the coolest thing. It looks like that, and then you tilt it, and then you can kind of see it moving. Anyhow, wait, let me do this. Let me make it big. Let me start all over. So there it is, the art corner of Disneyland. And you can see the ears are moving. And this thing sold for I don't know why I say for, $61, including shipping. All right, couple Nike things that came from my brother-in-law's. Guy bought this, and then he added this one, and I gave him a deal on this one because this one had some damage. It had like almost like an impression crease that went through the swoosh there. I gave him both pieces of that for $110 shipped. And then the last. Oh, here were the other Vancouver glasses. The 8 of them sold. These 8 sold for $55, including shipping. This Symbiote Spider-Man comic. It's kind of cool, actually. It's got some damage there that I disclosed, but it's like a wraparound. I think it's a wrap. No, it's not a wraparound cover. But pretty awesome art. That sold for $31, including shipping. And then the thing that I just sold right now was the Scott Pilgrim. The guy, I had it for $105, and the guy asked me if I would do an even 100 shipped. Now I was like, okay with that. Now I paid up for this. I mean, it's not that I paid up for it. I paid more for it than I normally would. I got this for $30 at a con. I bought it off of kind of like a friend dealer who's also going to be a pressing customer of mine. And I've gotten some incredible deals from him. And these were all first prints. And I knew that a Scott Pilgrim cartoon just came out on Netflix. And I thought, you know what, maybe that would push. It really pays to be tuned in to kind of like what shows and movies are coming out, and then applying that like I did with the Five Nights at Freddy figurines that I picked up. at the same con as I picked these up. And so this sold for, for subtract, so 90. So I made, $60, 60 bucks minus fees. I knew it was a sure thing, and I don't mind giving one of my dealer friends a little bit of a premium on something when I know it's going to sell. I knew that there was some upside to it, and I'm happy with what I got out of it. So, all right, we are all caught up on my account. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out with me. I do really appreciate it. And yeah, the only bad thing about selling that Scott Pilgrim set was I had it up here. Like, normally I store everything, in certain areas, but I had it kind of handy because I was trying to read it. I was almost through the first volume of the manga. Because sometimes it's like we buy all this stuff and we don't even get to enjoy it. So every once in a while, like, I like to listen to or read something that I have, because who knows when it's going to sell, right? So yeah, we're all caught up. Today was a monster day. It's going to get me closer to even for the year. I'll still be down. I'm still going to be down. I don't know what that figure is going to be yet. Right now I'm down 4.1%. It should be down, only down 3.5. I don't know. But I mean, yesterday I had a 0 day on my store. Today I did nearly 400. So was my stuff just uninteresting yesterday? And again, you know what? I'm really trying to just go with the flow. eBay is what eBay is. And it's not what it was, not by a long shot. But I mean, I can still have days like today, and I can be grateful, and I can be happy about that. And I can continue to like I've got a couple sales, local sales lined up. Tomorrow, somebody messaged me about another piece of clothing that I put up. I've got a ton of clothing, and I hate clothing. I hate taking pictures of it. I hate filling in all those item specifics. But when it's free and it's good quality stuff, like some of this stuff's really like new Nike with tags. This is another piece of Nike. I'm gonna actually take it down off of eBay tonight because the guy's gonna come and try it on tomorrow, and I pretty much have it at the same price as I do on eBay. I probably could have even done it a little bit more, but I'm happy to sell it local. I'm actually ecstatic to sell things local, in case you guys don't know. In case you haven't figured it out by now. Like, if I can sell it local, I'm definitely, I don't want to give eBay any more because of days like yesterday, right? It's like, it almost makes you feel like, well, did I do something wrong? Like, what did I do to deserve a zero sales day when you have like 3,800 items up? I doubt that nobody, I mean, obviously eBay is not responsible for making a sale. They don't buy your items. I find it humorous when YouTubers talk about that as if they're talking to resellers who think eBay buys our stuff. Yeah, no, but they are the gatekeepers of our stuff. Let's not forget that. You only have to look at your page views to know that there is 100% manipulation that goes on with your page views. There's absolutely no way our page views can be the same day in and day out, plus or minus 10%, almost religiously. It's almost written in stone. And I don't know what we have to do to be graced with more page views. Does anybody have any theories as to, is it that you need to have your sell-through rate at a certain amount, and then eBay will be like, okay, we'll give them 10% more traffic, right? Like, I was thinking about the other day how, I've joked about how eBay is the Matrix, but I actually feel like eBay is the brainchild. No, that's not the right word. It's kind of like the the offspring of the Truman Show and the Matrix, because I feel like eBay is just like watching us all the time. Like we know that they're watching us, but they're also like the Matrix. So which is it? It's almost like the offspring of those two combined. So anyhow, I'll leave you with that. And two great shows, by the way. I love both of those shows. So is it a compliment? No, it's not a compliment. So take care, guys. Peace and blessings to all of you. If you're still here, you know what to do. If you enjoy this content, consider subscribing if you're not already. I know there's lots of people out there that watch this and don't subscribe. Subscribe. Anyhow, cheers, man and girl, man, woman, everyone. Take care. Have a great evening. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jeff and I am a full-time reseller, and I've been doing it for a while now. Been on YouTube almost a year now. Thanks for everyone who has subbed. If you haven't subbed yet, kindly consider so you don't miss out on all this amazing reseller content. My voice is a little raspy. This is my allergy season. I'm also a little sleepy because I'm on allergy medication, but allergies used to affect me a lot differently. Now it's more of the annoying symptoms, but years ago it was really bad. Like I used to have to take a medicine called prednisone because my lungs got so inflamed. It was really, really bad. So I can deal with this. All right, so today we're going to do a video on, we're going to get caught up on some what sold on. I'm only going to focus on my account. I'm going to try to keep this video, let's be realistic, under 40 minutes, but we'll see. It'll probably be shorter than that. I've got a few things to talk about, but nothing too groundbreaking. I woke up today to an email from eBay saying I had a policy violation on one of my listings. And it was an AI, classic AI bumble. I don't know. They messed up. It was a video game that was just the disc and the brochure, no case. And the way I had it wording, I can understand how if you just read the listing, you might think that it was just a brochure, because you're limited in the characters that you can do in a title. So I had like disc, manual only. So in my mind, it was like disc and manual only. And if AI could see, they could have actually seen very clearly that the pictures had the disc and the manual, basically no box. So I had to waste my time calling to eBay, get that sorted out, because I don't want any policy violations unless I actually violate the policy. But this is just a reminder that AI is out there. They're watching you. And yeah, it would be nice. I gave the suggestion. I'm like, it'd be nice if a human actually looked over these so-called policy violations before you got me involved. It would save me calling you having to contact whatever department he had to contact. But yeah, that's just annoying. Anyhow, I like to buy self-help stuff, like to resell. And, whether it's on cassette, whether it's on CD, you'd be surprised what some of the older cassette self-help stuff goes for. And I bought one the other day and I was listening to it, and it's something I wanted to share with you that I learned from it. It was talking about living your life from joy. Was it joy and prosperity? Now I can't even remember. But I think it was living it from joy and prosperity versus fear and obligation. Why is this relevant to eBay? I feel like as resellers, we get into patterns. We get into routines. And, you know, the idea of cross-listing is daunting, undesirable, another task that we have to do. But the fear part is all of last year. I think a lot of resellers really were in a position of fear of the unknown, fear that we're not going to be able to pay our bills, fear, are we going to get a sale today? Fear, we're going to have another 0 day. And that's no fun. And we're not obligated to stay on eBay as a platform. We're not obligated to only list on there. And I think, you know, when you get out of that routine and you start looking beyond and you start looking at what else you can do, it is empowering. And I just feel like this is going to be the message that, and it's not just me that's really kind of spewing this message right now. And a lot of it is out of necessity. It's not even like the luxury that we've kind of come to this idea on our own. We've literally been forced to abandon eBay as our sole reselling platform. But this is what we got to do. But joy and prosperity, like those are two concepts that I want to focus on going, you know, into, you know, the next 12 months versus fear and obligation. So that resonated with me. I hope that resonates with you. I want to show you a couple cool things. I got a pressing order the other day. I don't want to get these out of order because there's two different orders, but X-Men number 4, the fourth issue of X-Men. How cool is that? I pressed that one. This is an iconic cover, an iconic Wolverine cover by Frank Miller. Avengers number 57. Sorry about the glare. That's Vision. If any of you guys watched, what was that show? It was a show on Disney about Vision and WandaVision. I think it was excellent. Highly recommend that. Early Fantastic Four number 25. I haven't pressed this one yet. '49, cool Galactus cover. Oh my goodness, the glare is awful. All right, we'll leave it at that. It's really cool seeing these old books like that. All right, so there's that. Was there anything else I wanted to say? Let's go over a few numbers. I briefly mentioned that Jack and I we're testing a new strategy, mixed results. I'll leave it up to him when and if we're going to share it, because there's things about it that I like, and then there's things about it that I don't like. So as of right now, so I had a 0 day yesterday. That was the first 0 day that I've had since I was trying this new kind of method of kind of like resetting and doing things. But today I'm having probably the second best day that I've had all year. And as of right now, on my account, I'm only down 4.1% when I compare this year versus last year. And that is the closest I've got to even, break even, I guess you would call it, all year, because January was just atrocious. But here's the wild part of that whole thing. My impressions are the lowest they've been in I don't know how long. And part of it is because of what we're doing. My impressions are down. My page views are down. But the most important thing, the two most important thing is my selling costs are 17.6% when I look at from January 1st until now. That's not including my shipping, but I charge for my shipping, so it's kind of a wash either way. Like if my selling costs are 17.6% and I'm charging for shipping, and then I'm taking that money and just buying shipping offline, it's the same. So my shipping costs are fairly low. I think they're maybe up 1%. I think last year my entire selling costs were in the 16%. I can't remember. But 18 out of the last 19 orders have been organic on my account. To me, that's win. That's a huge win. And I'll take that. So my sales have been, like, today was really good. Yesterday was not bad, not good at all. 0 day on my account. I had a few local sales, and then I had some sales on Maria's store, and I'm working on this pressing order, but still a lot of uncertainty when it comes to eBay. I know some people are having really great sales, and I'm really happy for them, but it's still day to day. It's not, the consistency is still not there, but I am clawing my way back to even, and then hopefully then into profit year over year. So yeah, last year I made money over the prior year. Not it wasn't incredible. I can't even remember off the top of my head what it was. But Maria's account is up 18% this year compared to last year. So that one's doing a little bit better. But I'm going to flip this around and we're going to look at some sales. All right, I have a correction to make. It's not Joy and Prosperity. In the back of my head, I knew that it was off, but I had to go ask Maria, and I'm like, okay, I need to make sure that it's Joy and Prosperity. It's joy and purpose, right? Purpose. To me, that joy, so living your life from joy and purpose versus fear and obligation. And there's some other things that I'm going to share as I'm listening to this. But, having a purpose, and then having a plan, it calms you, right? Having something that is you're organizing, you're planning, and you're following through, deliberately doing things on purpose. My local sales, cross-listing, expanding to, Etsy. And, it's just, it kind of takes away some of that fear and unknown, and it gives you a little bit more control back in your life. And I think that's what we deserve as resellers. We don't deserve to be treated the way that the way I feel that eBay kind of like treats its sellers. Even like waking up to an email saying like, oh, you have a policy violation. It's like they go right to, you are wrong. You've done something wrong. You've put something in the wrong category without actually even looking and being sure that that's the case. Like, that's just not cool, in my opinion. But I just, AI, it's probably going to get worse. All right, so far as of 1 p.m. today, I've got 2 local sales. This Portugal Rooster hand painted. This is selling for $20, and both of these were on eBay. I'm really surprised this didn't find an audience. It's an ice bucket. It's in phenomenally good shape. This is so easy for this thing to get all scratched up, and couldn't really find a buyer on eBay. This has probably been up for over a year, so this is selling locally. So for $25 and $20.